All right, everything's recording. Hold on. Am I straight? All right, it's been a while. All right, guys, it's been a couple weeks. I'm back from vacation. A couple of my friends told me to do this, so why not? Okay, check up Instagram. There's a user called GameStop4711. Yeah, now GameStops are doing their own Instagram page to get people to check up their deals and all that stuff, and each store does their own thing. The GameStop I used to work at is GameStop 4711, which is in Portchester, and they're kind of upset that I didn't mention them at all during the GameStop video I did a couple months ago? I believe so, a couple months ago. So yeah, they're kind of pissed about that, so I'm telling you guys to check them out on the Instagram. It's GameStop 4711. There's your shout out, people. Okay, so I just got back from a double feature. The first one I saw was Aladdin. The second one I saw was John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. So let's start off with Aladdin. Okay. I liked it. I did. I mean, I do have problems. I really do. And I will discuss spoilers, but here's the thing. If you've seen the original Aladdin, then you pretty much know the story. There are some big changes in this movie, but otherwise the story is pretty much the same. Aladdin meets up with Jasmine. He meets up with Jafar. Then Jafar almost gets him killed. Then Aladdin meets the Genie, and Genie's gonna help him try to woo Jasmine. And Aladdin has to stop the Genie. It's that story. So if you're going by the original movie, yeah, it's mostly the same, but there are some big changes, and some of those big changes I do not like. I'll just say the positives. I thought the cast, for the most part, is really good, especially Will Smith as the Genie. And that's the thing. I must admit, when I first saw the trailer for the very first teaser trailer for this movie, I was really, really skeptical because of how the Genie looked. And it's not Will Smith's fault because at first it was jarring when you saw him for the first time, and it was only a couple seconds, and he's like, Genie, the lamb doesn't ring any bells, that kind of thing. And it just looked really off. And that's the problem with CGI, especially for realistic human characters that are cartoony in a way, because he is muscular and he is blue. Some people compared him to Shrek, which I honestly I did not get. He doesn't look like a blue Shrek to me. He looks more like a blue Mugatu from Zoolander 2 when he's in that prison outfit and he tears it off and he has this muscular bodysuit. He looks like that to me, so I didn't get the Shrek comparison. But you know what? When I saw this movie, I thought the CGI was fine. I know some people will say it looks like garbage, and I can understand that. But that's the thing. It's kind of hard. Realistic humans that have like a different color or something like that is very hard to pull off. And from what I've seen in this movie, I thought they did a good job. Does it look like a cartoon every time Will Smith shows up? Yes, but at the same time, I saw the little details, and I gotta say, wow, the skin textures on Will Smith is pretty damn good. But the problem is, the majority of people aren't, because I had a background in computer graphics, so to me, I thought it was actually impressive. But I know to a lot of people who never studied this are just gonna say it's fucking trash, and I can understand that from that perspective, so it kind of breaks my heart. But you know what? I am glad that these visual artists, they are trying their best. They are improving. So yes, I wouldn't say that the blue CGI Genie Will Smith isn't fully there, but you know what? At least they're improving. And for me, the effect looked mostly good. There are some shots where he looks really bad, but those are really few for me. For the most part, he looks good. But Will Smith there are a couple times where he, I guess, copies Robin Williams in a way, because there's a couple impressions he did, and that did, some of those I really didn't like, but whenever he tries imitating other people, but it's not like he's doing a disservice to Robin Williams. It's just a little off because there's a couple characters where he's imitating, I guess, like sports people and stuff like that, and that didn't really work. But when he's just doing his own thing, when Will Smith is doing his own Will Smith thing, it's fine. It really is. And yes, I get the comparisons. A lot of people say he's basically Hitch from the movie Hitch, and and I know. It's weird because some of my friends really don't like Will Smith at all. They keep saying that he just acts the same, that he's the same character in all his movies. I don't know. For me, I think Will Smith is very charismatic. So I don't know. Maybe I just really liked him in this. I thought he was the best part. So enough about Will Smith. Aladdin. Wow, the guy. Man, there's a couple times where his acting is a little off, but for the most part, I thought he did very well. I think his name is Mena Masad. I'm sorry. I only glanced at the name for a little bit. I thought he did a really good job. He looks like him. He even sounds like him, which is weird. And that's his actual voice too. So I'm like, God damn, Disney, you knocked it out of the park with this Aladdin. I thought he was good. But the biggest improvement in this movie over the original is definitely Jasmine, because she has a lot more to say, a lot more to do in this movie. And Naomi Scott did a fantastic job. She has a great singing voice. My ears are not really... I can't really tell if it's auto-tuned or not. It's most likely auto-tuned, but for the most part, I gotta say she is a better singer than Emma Watson from Beauty and the Beast. But yeah, I thought she did a very good job. I love her dresses. I love her look. And her voice is magnificent. So, and she is given a lot more to do compared to the original movie. But I will get to the part that kind of pissed me off about her. And it's not the actress's fault. It's the way that she was written during a scene. I'll get to that. And it involves a new musical number too. The setting, beautiful. Wow, Agrabah looks stunning. And I love how colorful it is. Even at night, it's still colorful. So I am happy about that. I was worried that it's going to be dull or gray because I did see Dumbo like 2 months ago and I was worried it's going to look that awful. But no, this is vibrant. This town looks vibrant. The sand looks vibrant. Everything is colorful. And I am so glad to see so much color in this movie. The costumes look great. The sets look great. I am happy about that. The music is really good. Now, I know what you're going to say. How are the songs? The songs are, I wouldn't, they're not as good as the original. They're not. They're really not. But they're still good on their own, and I do like the variations of the music in the background because they made it more like Arabian in a way by adding more instruments to it, and it just sounds better this time around, at least the orchestra part. The singing, for the most part, was really good, and the songs, are done very well. I think the best musical set piece in this movie is definitely "Friend Like Me" because it is the most vibrant. There's so many animations of the genie and so many actions and so many different camera angles and stuff. That is why when I heard Guy Ritchie is directing this movie, that is the visual style I wanted to see. And the "Friend Like Me" sequence. That was great. I really loved it. That was the best part. Now I have to get to the negatives. Okay. Jafar fucking sucked. Oh man, I don't know much about this actor. I'm pretty sure he did his best. I don't know what else he did, but he was awful. He really was. Listen, I get the idea that they wanted to do. I really do. They wanted for you to sympathize with Jafar this time around. They gave him a bit more of a backstory. His motivations do make sense in a way, and I do understand that they're trying to not trying to make him look evil from the get-go, because you're wondering, why would the Sultan hire Jafar if he's this evil? I get that. He's trying to seem like a normal guy, and then he's trying to weasel his way through so he can become more powerful and become the Sultan. I get it. I do. It just didn't work. Because from the very second that Jafar shows up in this, he looks like a fucking douchebag. So I'm like, really? Really? This is Jafar? I understand Jafar in the original movie is incredibly over the top and evil, but at least that's what makes him fun. Here, he is so... It's like he is on morphine the entire time, and it's like he wants to rage out, but he can't. So I don't know whether to blame the actor or the director or the casting decision. I don't know, but he did not work. When he was wearing more of the Jafar costume and stuff like that, he just doesn't look intimidating. Not at all. Throughout this entire movie, he was not intimidating at all, which was a bummer. I was hoping that at least in the last 30 minutes, he becomes truly evil, shows his true self. But no, he's just a pushover, and it's so fucking disappointing. Wow, I mean, it's weird because the rest of the cast, even the background actors, are good. And they had more personality than fucking Jafar. I don't get it. Iago is now a real, I mean, not a real parrot, but a realistic parrot. He doesn't have Guilford Godfrey's voice. He doesn't make wisecracks all the time like, ah, like that. But Iago had more of a personality than Jafar, and that's not right. That's not right. Oh, man. And, that's the thing, too. And I guess they should have mentioned this in the original movie. Jafar has this scepter. It's the snake scepter, and he's able to control the Sultan with it. But it seemed like he should have been able to control Jasmine with it, but he never does. I don't think they ever explained this in the original movie or in this one. But if he had the power to control the Sultan, couldn't he have the power to control everyone else? Does it just work on the weak-minded, or just one at a time? Or I don't know how, because even when he becomes the most powerful sorceress in the world, he only controls people one at a time, and he never really controls Jasmine, so I don't get it. He tried to control Aladdin at one point, but the Genie just stopped it. So, yeah, I don't know. Man. But, okay, it's a positive and a negative about the thing I'm about to say. There's a new song called Speechless, and I heard this song before during my vacation, and I liked it. Again, Naomi Scott was good, and when I heard the song, I was like, oh wow, this is a pretty good song. I really like the song. I was wondering how it's going to be used in the movie. So in the movie, they do this thing like they also did in The Greatest Showman, where they sing half of the song in the beginning of the movie, and then the other half much later in the movie. I kind of hate that, to be honest, but yeah, because usually the second half is more powerful than the first half, so the fact that it's a long period of time until she sings the final half of the song anyway, so yeah. So when she first started singing the song Speechless, it was well done, it was nice, and then it just ends, so I was like, oh wow, so... okay, when are they gonna get back to it? They finally get back to it when Jafar got the rank of Sultan, and he's pushing Jasmine away, and then Jasmine all of a sudden does this Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes slow motion thing where time basically just stops and the guards disappear and she's just singing her heart out. And then it goes back into real time where she is trying to stop Jafar. I don't like it. I honestly don't. Again, I love the song. I really do. But when I saw it in the movie, it made no sense why it had to be there. It kind of ruined it for me. I don't know. If you people like the placement of the song, then fine. But for me, it just took me out of it. Like, she's just singing this number and everything's frozen in time, and then she's heading towards Jafar just to yell at him and stuff like that. And I was like, it's not working out for me. So at that point, I was like, if Jasmine had the power to freeze time, why didn't she do it sooner? But no, she's doing. It's like the Sherlock Holmes thing where everything's frozen and she's trying to think of ideas and stuff. And she just wants to get her message across. Again, I love the song. I just don't like the way it was used in this movie. And the other negative part, okay, so Jafar doesn't become a giant snake in this. What does become a giant is Iago, which honestly looked cool. It was a cool sequence. I was hoping it was a giant snake instead. So when Jafar becomes the evil genie, he does not look good. He looks like a fucking dork. I'm sorry. Seriously, when Will Smith looked fine to me as the blue genie. So when I thought Jafar is gonna be the red genie, I was like, oh my god. Okay, just make him look like the cartoon at least. It's not even close. He's a little red, but mostly like a pinkish hue. So yeah, he doesn't have the flaming yellow eyes. He doesn't have the cool beard and the hair and all that stuff, and incredibly muscular. No, he just looks like a dork. I was so disappointed. I don't know why they made Jafar look like that at the end when he was the genie. Really? Couldn't you make him look more like the cartoon? You have the technology to make him look badass at least. But no, he just looks like a doofus. His evil genie voice sounds lame as well. And yeah, that was basically it. So yeah, the climactic part where Aladdin has to fight the giant snake Jafar and he has to trick him and all that stuff. And Jasmine is in that awesome stripper, the red stripper outfit, and Abu becomes that monkey toy and Carpet becomes a string or something like that. Yeah, that's all gone. That was replaced by just Jafar just freezing people. That's it. What a disappointment. But again, the majority of the movie I was really into, to be honest, mostly because I did like the guy who played Aladdin. I do like the girl who played Jasmine, and I do like Will Smith as the genie. I kind of wish that Jafar was never in this. I kind of wish that it's just Aladdin trying to woo Jasmine with the help of Genie. That's it. I think Jafar could have been cut out of it. And yeah, that would have saved like at least 30 minutes. This would have been a funny rom-com. That's it. I did laugh twice in this movie. This movie is not as funny as the original because, you know, it's there's no Robin Williams. So, but again, I laughed twice, and one of them was because of Will Smith, and the other one was because of this girl who is the handmaiden of Jasmine. I thought she was great in this movie, but her final line just cracked me the hell up. Oh man. So yeah, and the dance sequences are like Bollywood, so it is fun to watch. And I guess the musical sequence that I was really hoping would be amazing turns out to be just okay, was A Whole New World. Again, I heard the song during the vacation, so when I heard it perform, the music, I loved it. I thought the voices were great. But when I saw the movie, I'm like, that just looks kind of dull. I mean, seriously? It's Guy Ritchie. I thought it was going to be some spectacular visuals or the crazy camera angles throughout the song. But no, he decided to play it super slow and kind of boring. Yeah, that part was a disappointment. So yeah, I gotta say, I did like it, most of it. The original is much better, way better. But at least it's not Dumbo. Oh my god. Dumbo was awful to me. This one was so much better. And to be honest, I liked Beauty and the Beast a lot more than this, mostly because Beauty and the Beast is basically the original movie just in live action, and it didn't really have anything that pissed me off about it. And I did like Beauty and the Beast, I did. But this one, I was disappointed in it. If they cut off Jafar, I think it would have been a better movie. But yeah, that's how I felt about Aladdin remake, people. All right, so now John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. I'm not going to spoil it, because this movie deserves to be watched, but oh my god. I am so glad because we did a double feature, my best friend and I'm glad that we ended the night on John Wick Chapter 3. I was upset that I wasn't able to see it the week it came out, so I had to wait a week, but my friend was willing to watch it again with me, and wow, it was incredible, man. I don't know if I want to say this is my most favorite one out of the trilogy, but it's just good action, man. Oh my god. I don't think I really have any complaints about this. Other than, I guess during the final fight, the main bad guy was toying with John a little bit, and that's why I'm kind of confused why he would do that. Because it's John Wick, he's the Baba Yaga. You should just try to kill him if you have the chance. But yeah, that's the thing. The only reasons why some of these people die is because they want to toy around with John Wick instead of just killing him when they have the chance. You could argue that's basically like every single action movie ever, especially James Bond movies where the villain has the hero trapped in a corner, but instead of just killing him straight up, they decide to just mock him or something like that, and they end up getting themselves killed, that kind of thing. But at least they didn't do it that much in this movie. Oh my god, the action sequences just keep ramping up. It keeps going up and up and up. And now I heard there's a John Wick Chapter 4, and I'm like, where are you gonna take this? How much more bloodshed is there gonna be? And it sounds like I'm complaining, but no, I'm really interested to see how this series would end. I thought it's gonna end at Chapter 3. No, there's a Chapter 4 coming. I can't believe it. Okay, so Halle Berry is not in the movie a lot. She is shown only for the second act of the movie. And I don't know why some people hate Halle Berry, but I thought she was fantastic in this movie. Her acting was great, and her physical ability to take down so many people and look badass, oh my gosh, she did such a great job. Incredible. Oh man, and oh man, the scene with her and John Wick and her two dogs just killing everyone is just incredible, because it kind of reminds me of Call of Duty a little bit, that you have the two attack dogs just grabbing at people's balls and ripping their arms off and grabbing at the throats and stuff like that, while Halle Berry just shoots the guys in the face. Oh man, it's just intense. So yeah, the action keeps ramping up, and there's this amazing knife fight in a kind of like a supply house or a warehouse, and John is fighting off against these like ninjas, and they keep breaking the glasses and trying to use all the knives they can, and oh my god, everyone's throwing knives at each other. There's a couple that actually hit John Wick in the shoulder, and he grabs that and throws it at the people who threw it back at him. Oh my god, it was fucking intense, man. Oh man, and again, it keeps ramping up. You're like, how can you top the action in this? And they keep topping it. Later, John Wick has to fight off men who's wearing bulletproof armor. So what he does, which is awesome, is that he tries to shoot. he shoots them down, of course, but he shoots them in a way where they get staggered, so he could get up close. He could get up close and shoot them in the face because that's like the most vulnerable area. So he keeps trying to go for the throat, like at point blank, and shoot them or shoot them through the face because his guns are can't kill anyone because they're bulletproof. So later he's like, I need armor-piercing rounds, and he grabs a shotgun and just shoots at people, and heads explode, man. Oh man, and the martial arts too. Oh my god, you see the guys from the raid, not the main hero, but you see Mad Dog and I don't know the character's name, but the guy with the cool looking knives from the final fight of Raid 2. My god, the fights in this, so good. And also, I like that it's weird how this movie makes you ask more questions about how this whole society works, but at the same time, it doesn't ruin it. You get more answers, but at the same time, you ask more questions, but you're not pissed off by the lack of knowledge of it. I'm just impressed with how this whole assassin society works. Man. And you're probably wondering, how come I'm only spending like 5 minutes talking about John Wick while I talked about 20 minutes of Aladdin? Because John Wick is that good. I want people to see it. I really do. It is a good, fun time at the theater, and I do recommend it. And also, I have to cut this short because I did not eat dinner. I got my Burger King right here. It's good to be back, guys. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.